Hi everyone, and welcome to our Thursday Touch Base Live. I am just plugging in my microphone and going to be being live with all of you here in just a minute. Hi everyone. Have to make sure that my microphone, I'm not used to these days of having to get myself going, but my girls are all at dance on Thursdays now, so I have to start myself. So I'm just going to make sure I'm live with all of you. So if you are seeing me, please tell me hello, and we will get started in just a couple of minutes. So hi to Philomena. I see I got Philomena here with me. See if we get a couple more here joining. Hi to Shelby and Sonia. Hi ladies. Welcome to our Touch Base Thursday for October 7th. How is it October already? I feel like this time is just going faster and faster and faster. So anyway, welcome to October. It's getting a little foggy here in Michigan. I noticed as I was heading downstairs to go live with you all. Oh, thank you. This is always my quick do, but I have to tell you, it's been my quick do for the summer of just throwing my hair up. And I'm getting to where I love it because I can do it so fast. And so I've been continuing to do it. But my hair is actually very, very long. If I was to leave it down, it's actually probably down to here. And it's probably the longest I've had it in quite a while. So, yeah, I'm kind of like trying to decide if I want to get it cut shorter or what I want to do with it. So I go for a haircut middle of the month. So we'll see what I do. I'm not sure. But anyway, welcome to Cindy and Carol, Shireen, Janie. Welcome, ladies. So like I said, I'm going to be going live and having to start myself. So when I start over the next few weeks, you're going to be looking at an empty chair because I have to plug in my microphone. This little glitchy thing I have, I can't start plugging my microphone until after I'm live. So I have to start it, then plug it in, and then come around and sit here. So anyway, you guys look at a chair for a little while until I can plug it in and get around to my chair. So anyway, I have some really fun projects to share with you. And one of my bundles out of the catalog that wasn't one of my favorites until I started playing with it, and it has quickly become one of my favorites, which they're all my favorites, right? But anyway, a few announcements that I have. So this weekend is going to be a busy weekend in my house. We have homecoming, and for the first time, both of my girls will be going to homecoming. So Natalie is her senior year, Claire is her freshman year. And those of you that know my girls, you know that I could not have had two completely opposite girls. I have a girly girl who loves to get frilled up and do her hair and her makeup. And then I have a girl who would be content wearing her jeans and her Converse or her jeans and her Vans and just hanging out watching movies. But Claire is going to be going to homecoming. She found a really pretty emerald green dress, and she is more of my short dress girl. I mean, not short, but like more of, she's wearing a full dress, but it's short to the knees. And Natalie's more of my long dress. And I told Claire, we have to find you some shoes. Well, my girls have very small feet. So when I tell you guys the size of their feet, some of you are going to go. So Natalie is a senior in high school, and she is in a size 3-4 adult shoe. And Claire is a freshman and is in a size 13, like youth, size 1 adult shoe. My girls have very tiny feet. And so they can kind of almost trade and wear each other's shoes. So when I told Claire we needed to find her some shoes, she said, Mom, why don't I just try on a pair of Natalie's shoes? Because once we take pictures, my Converse are going on. So I said, fine. So Claire's wearing a pair of Natalie's black heels. And then after pictures are done, she's going back into her Converse. But anyway, yes, my kids have very tiny, tiny feet. And it's hard to find shoes. We have to find shoes for them online. And it's very, very hard to find nice dress shoes for them. But anyway, Natalie's going to be doing both of their hair. Claire does her own makeup, though. That is one thing Claire does do. She wears a little bit of makeup every day to school. And Natalie doesn't wear makeup to school. But when it comes time to get all frilled up, Natalie's the one to get frilled up and Claire is not. It's so strange. But anyway, so they're both going to be going off to homecoming. And Natalie's got a really pretty royal blue dress, and Claire's is emerald green. Natalie's is long. Claire's is knee length. And yeah, can't wait. I'll be definitely posting pictures on both my personal Facebook page. I'll post them here on my Stampin' Up! Page for all of you to see as well. so you guys can see pictures of them. So looking forward to that. So I'll be busy with that on Saturday. And I also got them both a corsage. They're going with friends. They don't have dates, which Natalie's actually excited about it. So this is the first time I've gone to a homecoming without it going with a date. So she's kind of excited to just hang out with friends and have a good time. And Claire's just meeting a bunch of friends there, going to dinner with a couple of her friends, and then meeting a bunch of more friends at the actual dance. So anyway, homecoming it is. Pray for good weather tomorrow. Tomorrow is the pep assembly, which originally I wasn't going to be able to go and see because Natalie's dancing with her dance team. But we just got word they're allowing 2 people in per dancer. Thank you, Lord, because originally it was supposed to be an outside event. It's supposed to rain here tomorrow. So now they're moving the pep rally inside, but they are allowing 2 people in per dancer, 2 people in per whoever's performing in the pep assembly. So I'll be able to see her dance. And then the homecoming parade, which she's going to be in as well, is supposed to be after that. But if it rains, I'm afraid that might get canceled. So keeping my fingers crossed that all of the homecoming festivities go on. It's her senior year. So fingers are crossed. But anyway, so that's kind of my whole weekend this weekend. We're looking forward to that. And then on Sunday, Claire has her cello lesson and getting ready for a big concert for her. So she's got a big month this month with her cello. She is, I mentioned before, trying out for the Michigan Orchestra Band for high school students, which is huge. It's the all-state band, or all-state orchestra, all-state orchestra. So she has those tryouts on October 23rd, and so we're hopeful that she can make that. And I told her if not, she's got 3 more years to try. She's trying out as a freshman, which is huge, and then she has a concert coming up with a bunch of the high school or college students. They put her as a freshman in a college concert on the 24th of October. So she's got that coming up as well. So lots of things coming up for them. It's nice to have them have those things to do again and to be busy again. So excited for all of that. So I need to post one of her videos so you guys can hear her play the cello. I keep saying I'm going to do that, and then I forget to do it. But she's starting to get more relaxed about me doing that. She used to be very, not even want to let me hear her play. And now she's like, Mom, come in here and listen. Come in here. Because she's realizing that she needs to get more comfortable with letting people hear her. And so she's starting to be able to do that more, and which is awesome. So anyway, so those are kind of what I have in the way of announcements. Not a lot going on other than homecoming. And we had homecoming spirit week and fun things for them to do and dress up and all that kind of stuff this week. So anyway, so we have 2 winners from last week for sharing my video. So if you are new to my Facebook Lives, I just want to welcome you. I'm Kim Vogel. I'm a demonstrator from Mount Pleasant, Michigan, right in the center of the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. And we do drawings every week if you share my video and let other people know about me and my Facebook Lives. And so we have 2 winners from last week. I have 2 bolts of ribbon. So I do ask that you comment that you shared. I look at the comments, and that's how I get everyone's name in the drawing. If you don't write comment, it's hard for me to be able to see them because I don't always, when you share it, I don't always see it based on privacy settings on Facebook. So comment shared, okay, so that I can see it. And you'll get your name in the drawing. So the 2 bolts of ribbon, we have 2 winners. The winner of the green jade ribbon is Cindy Wood. So congratulations to Cindy. And then the bolt of the, this is the petal pink ribbon, is Carol Korleski. So congratulations to Carol and to Cindy. So anyway. So, and Beth, the picture of Natalie, that was actually 2 years ago's homecoming. So I was just sharing a couple years ago's of homecomings pictures, saying I can't wait for this weekend. So we have more pictures this weekend. Woohoo! Okay, so up for grabs this week is actually 2 of the embellishments I'm going to be using tonight. And it's part of the bundle you'll be seeing, the Gingerbread and Peppermint. It is the Real Red Ruffled Ribbon, which I love this ribbon. And it is the Gingerbread and Peppermint Acrylic Shapes. Love these acrylic shapes as well. So next week, again, all you need to do is share my video, comment in here that you've shared it, your name gets entered into my drawing, and those 2 winners will be announced next week for that. Now, you may have noticed I have been a designing crazy lady. I have currently, I think it's 6 classes that are open, And believe it or not, I have most of November already designed for. I'm trying to get all designed through the end of the year because this becomes my crazy time. But I have 6 card classes currently open, so make sure you check them out. They are... trying to remember them off the top of my head, but they have all been, if you're not on my email list, make sure you subscribe. At the very top of my Facebook page right here, there is a subscribe to my email list button. Get on my mailing list. They all went out, I think, in an email earlier today, actually, or it may have been yesterday. All 6 of my classes that are currently open. Now, all of my kits come, you can get a kit in the mail. You will need the stamp set to be able to stamp the images. So there's an option there to add the stamp set on. If you already have the stamp set, you just need to purchase the kit. There's also, you'll get emailed a tutorial with all of the directions for being able to put the cards together. I list the supplies there as well, so you know what ink colors and all of that you'll need. Some of the classes are actually local. If you're local to my hometown here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, 3 of the classes are local that I offer right here in my basement. Now, the other thing that I do is I also offer a card club. So my card club is where you get one of the 3 class offerings a month for free with a minimum qualifying order of $35. So, and that card club is a 10-month minimum commitment where you put in a minimum order every month, and then 1 month you are the host where you get $50 in free product. So if you are interested in learning more about my card club, please let me know. Or I have a scrapbook club as well. I also do scrapbook pages. So let me know if you want more information. I can send you the Google form to sign up for that. And it's really a neat little thing, especially if you get at least 1 kit a month. It's a great way to kind of maximize that as well. Okay, so with that, I think that is all I had in the way of announcements. I'm going to transition my camera down and show you a little sneak peek of some of the projects we're going to create tonight, and then I'm going to move them out of your way and share with you the product suite itself, and then start creating some fun things with you. So let me transition my camera down and let's get started. Okay. So, and I want to first of all thank so many of you who contributed to my ordering promotion the end of September. And a lot of you received your happy mail last week. A lot of you received a pink packet in the mail. At least I think a lot of you received a pink packet in the mail because you mentioned to me that a lot of you did. Thank you so much. I did indeed make my goal, so I just want to thank you guys so much for that. So there's your little sneak peek. That's all you get is a little sneak peek of that. Now they're gone for good. Okay, anyway, let me make sure I have my camera straight. I don't like it when it's not straight and you guys are looking at it crooked. Drives me crazy. All right. There we go. Woo, I hate that. I don't like that when it's crooked. All right. So let me show you guys the product suite first, and then we'll get into all of the awesome stuff. Now, my paper is well loved because I've been using it a lot. So I kind of showed you already some of the products that we are going to use on the, oh yes, my pumpkin nails. Check those out, you guys. Aren't those just the bomb? Courtney, yeah, thank you for bringing that up to my, oh yeah. Those cute? Okay. So anyway, part of the product suite, thank you. I totally forget that I got them done just this week again. Part of the product suite is, again, it's called the Gingerbread and Peppermint Suite. And I really didn't know if I would like this when I first started to play with it, when I first got it. And then I fell in love with it. And you're going to see why here in just a couple of minutes, because it makes it so easy. Now, the dies and the coordination of the paper is what is so cool. So in this bundle, you have some awesome ribbon and then these acrylic shapes. So that is what my 2 giveaways are this week if you share my video. This is the real red ruffled ribbon, and then these are the acrylic shapes. Now these acrylic shapes are actually really fun and really easy to adhere. You can use your liquid Tombow glue, or you could use your glue dots to adhere these down, okay? So you could do it either way. And you could also use these to make little shaker cards. So lots of different options of things that you can do with that. And that's why I chose those 2 things to be as the items for my giveaway. And we're going to be using those tonight. So here's some of the designer series paper. Now the designer series paper is indeed the 6x6 designer series paper. But here's the neat thing. So you're going to see I've got lots of different designs here. You also have a coordinating bundle. Now this bundle is $48.50, but do you see the whole coordination here where you have some of the coordinating stars and the mittens? Well, here you have some of the different things that look similar. Can you see the designs that look similar? And then you have the dies that cut some of these out. Oh, that's right, Kathy, you bought I did a gingerbread Memories and More class with this. So that's right, and I did not bring my dies up here. So I'm just gonna have you guys look at the dies in the catalog. I forgot to grab my dies. But here are the dies. So you can see the dies coordinate with the stamp set as well. So you have a detailed die for each one of the solid bases. So what I ended up bringing is the pillow one. So I'm sorry, but you guys can kind of see how you have the dies that coordinate. You even have the little dies to cut out the little candies, which is so awesome. Okay, now what I brought to show you is the little pillow box. So let me show you that one here as well. So here is the pillow box. So Kathy, that was your first class that you took from me. I'd love your feedback and what you thought of it, because I just changed some of my packaging and how I do things. So hopefully you found it pretty streamlined and easy to do. This is the Pretty Pillow Box die, and so I'm going to show you how easy it is to put one of these together. So first of all, I'm going to show you one that I created. And actually, I didn't create this. I need to give credit to Shireen, one of my ladies who helped make this, make these for one of my events that I have coming up. But she made this using some of that pretty paper, and inside of it is peppermints. Look how cute that is. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this, and then we are going to make it actually with some real red cardstock. And then here is where I stamped those peppermints out right here, and then you use those dies to cut them out. So let me show you that. Now the Pretty Pillow Box dies sells separately. It's $34, and you also have different little designs in here that you can use for to making that a little bit more detailed. So let me show you. I cut this out in advance using the real red cardstock. So that one I did with just the designer series paper. Now the designer series paper does make it a little bit, I would say, trickier to fold, because you really have to be a little bit more careful folding it on all those. It's not as sturdy, folding it on all those different lines and things like that. And then again, this is one of the little cutouts here as well. So this is the cutout that was used right here for the top, okay? And then, but you have all these different things and different ways that you can package it as well. Okay, so, or put on top to decorate. So this is the one that I'm going to show you that I used to cut with just the, this is the regular real red. So this is just cutting out the piece. And then what I did is I actually kind of just took my nail and went along the edges here and folded these all in. So literally when it goes together, you're just going to fold it in like this. It's literally like a little pillow box. Now you could fold or adhere this with some tear and tape. You could adhere this with anything that you would like to. I would probably do tear and tape, I think, just to have it adhere a little bit better. And then this is just going to adhere and fold up over on the top. And there you have a quick and simple little pillow box. Isn't that cool? So I'm sorry I'm out of the camera on you guys. I think I'm zoomed in a little bit further this time than I normally am. But isn't that cool how easy and quick and simple that is to put together? So you could put anything that you wanted in there, and then you can kind of just adorn it with whatever you would like. So I have here, these are leftovers from when they actually made all those little pillow boxes for me. But see, here's your little sending peppermint kisses, and then all your little peppermint kisses that you can do. So that is a really cute little thing that you could make for Christmas gifts or all kinds of different things. So I wanted to showcase the peppermint or the pillow box first, so you could kind of see how easy that is to put together. But I didn't want to take the time to actually put the tear and tape on it and do all of that. So, okay, so anyway, you guys get the gist of that, right? All right. So let me get into showing you guys some of the awesome cards, okay? So this is the first card that I'm going to share with you tonight. Look how pretty that is. So here you can see where you have the, oh, wonderful, Kathy. I'm glad it was easy and wonderful. So poor Kathy, though, didn't get the PDF tutorial because somebody, i.e. me, typed in her email address wrong. So she did not get the tutorial in a timely manner. So anyway, I'm glad you emailed me, Kathy, and told me that. Okay, so for this card, and again, I always try to follow different the colors that are in the designer series paper. Now, I didn't show you guys a lot of the designer series paper, but what I liked about this is it looks like literally gingerbread and peppermint. And the neat thing is that you have so many of these designer series papers that you can just cut out all of these different things. Some of them have the die cuts, so like these you can actually just use well, some of these you have to fussy cut. And then some of them you can have the die cuts that go with the bundle and cut out. And then some of them you have just some nice designer series paper on the other side. My paper is well loved. I've used a lot of it. But again, you're getting it. You can see that you got a lot that you can use from. And here you could even cut out some of the little peppermints from this. I mean, you could do so much with this paper. And I didn't realize that when I first purchased it. So one of the things I'm going to be doing for those of you that have purchased my 6x8 scrapbook albums, just so you know, I just ordered all of the stuff to be able to purchase or be able to make a 6x8 scrapbook album using these products. So be on the lookout for that class to open up. Once I get it to the products and get it designed. It'll probably be in the next 3 weeks or so. But I'm really looking forward to designing another holiday album using this product suite. So as most of you know, scrapbooking is where I started. So every once in a while, I have to go back to that. Okay, so for this card, I chose to incorporate in some of this little designer series paper. So I chose to use cinnamon cider for my card base for this card, and that is the 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a layer of the real red that is 5.25 by 4. And then I have a piece of the basic white that's 5 by 3 3/4. And this I ran through with the Stamp and Emboss die cut machine using the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder. So these two I am just going to adhere together. And then using that ruffled real red ribbon, we're going to put that, I did put a piece of this paper. Now this paper is 3 by 3, and again 3 by 3s by default, because then I can get 4 of them out of a 6 by 6 piece of the paper, so I get 4 of them. And I'm just going to adhere this down over to the side, and then we can go ahead and use our ruffled ribbon, and I'm just going to put a piece around the edge here. Let me grab my scissors. And hi Debbie, and thank you. Yes, I totally forgot when I think it was Courtney was the first one to mention about my nails. Normally I mention I got my nails done, and I totally forgot this time. And again, I'm not normally an orange person, and so I gave my nail tech's name is Fong, and he is just the most awesome guy. And I gave him permission to do whatever he wanted, and he decided that we were doing pumpkins in orange, and I went okay. So, but I've been getting lots of compliments at work on them too. So. Even my boss, I said to him, hey, I'm leaving to go get my nails done. It was over my lunch hour. And when I got back, he comes out and he says, what'd you do? What'd you get done? It was so cute. So I had to show him. And I'm just going to cut a little piece to go underneath. So I'm all fallish today with my watch band that matches, my nails that match. Yeah, not my shirt, though. I'm not dressed fallish, but my nails and my watch are. Okay, so we're just going to trim that off. And then I have some layering circles. Layering circles have really become my go-to. I feel that with certain shapes, they just kind of go with it. So I just got 2 of them. What I did is I kind of measured the size of my bowl, and then kind of went with one that it would fit on perfectly. And so those I did layered together, and then we're just going to put that on with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to put 3 dimensionals on here. Now this is actually one of my classes, I think, that is actually open right now. So if you're interested in this class, it is open. You would need the stamp set. I think the only thing I really use the stamp set for, though, is to stamp some of the greetings. So if you have other greetings that you wanted to use, you could. You wouldn't necessarily need to have the specific stamp set. I always say you can improvise with other things that you have as well. which is the nice thing. So this is the overlay of the bell, and then this is just cut using basic white. And then I have crumb cake, and these two are just going to layer on here together. Again, you could also use those adhesive sheets that we sell. I just find it easier sometimes on my videos to use a little bit of the Tombow glue, and then going to put a couple dimensionals on those. And yes, cinnamon cider. So I gotta tell you my little story with cinnamon cider. When it first came out, I had a hard time figuring out what to use it and how to use it. But I find that if Stampin' Up! Puts it in like a color family or in like a paper, then I have no problem with it. Like, bring it on. At that point, I am able to use it, no problem. So all of my stamp sentiments are from, again, this Frosted Gingerbread stamp set. I don't even think I used the stamp set to stamp any of these like bigger images. I used it all for the sentiments, believe it or not. And then I just cut, I literally measured this. Don't even ask me how big that is. I measured it with my trimmer. And then I just cut a piece of real red to go behind it and a piece of the I just mentioned the name, cinnamon cider, to go behind that. And I'm just going to layer all of these together. And I just wanted them layered together to kind of match the card. Again, Philomena will agree with you, and she's my other layering person. Layering is just, I don't know, to me just does a lot for cards. When you don't have a lot of embellishments or a lot of ribbon, layering just does it, I think, anyway. And gonna put a couple dimensionals on that, and then that is going to come on here like this. And then I topped it off with a little bow on top of my bell, and then I added a couple of those embellishments down there on the bottom. So I'm just gonna make my bow with this ribbon. So I'm just going to make my bow, and I'm just gonna kind of play with it to get it kind of small. My fingers are a little gluey from that glue, so the ribbon's kind of sticking to me a little bit, but that's okay. And then I just kind of cut my ends the same, like I kind of go right at the same length as my, and that one might be a little long, but that's okay. And then I use a glue dot. Where are my, there they are. And that's just gonna go on the top up here. And then I used a couple of glue dots and used a couple of those, here we go. So these are those acrylic shapes. And I used a couple, I'm just gonna use a different one, I guess. I picked a different one to use to kind of show you that you don't have to always use the same ones. Whoops, didn't bring up a glue dot like I thought it did. And we'll put one down there like that. But I am going to use two of the same because I just want it to be two of the same. And one down there. Okay, my glue dots are not coming up. There we go. All right, I lied. Glue dot. All right, I'm skipping that glue dot and I'm moving on. There we go. All right, now we are good. There we go. Woo! That was trying. Okay, so there you have it. Woo! That was a little stressful there for a minute. Okay, so there you have the first card. Isn't that cute? Just a little bit of paper behind it, and it goes a long way. I think it does anyway. Okay, so that is our first card. All right, so my next card that I'm going to share with you, let's see what's next on my pile. Oh, the awesome tree. Okay, so it is this one right here. Now this one, I used some strips of paper that I had left over. And this tree, there isn't a die cut for it. So for this tree, we actually had to fussy cut. And so for this one, I'm just going to take a minute and show you how easy it is to fussy cut. And again, you're going to want to go around the outer line so that you have the little, if you go like right on the line, you lose some of the detail of the tree. So I'm just going to kind of go around this. But again, it goes really fast. I like to do a lot of my fussy cutting watching TV. Not that I watch a lot of TV, but if I'm watching a movie or pretending that I'm watching a movie with my girls, because sometimes they watch movies that I'm just not into, but you know, it's me sitting up there and having time with them. I'm just not a big movie watcher, but that's when I do a lot of my fussy cutting. And I actually like this paper on the back side of this. Isn't that one awesome? Okay, so for this, I chose to use the Old Olive. So the main colors in this paper are Old Olive, Basic White, Real Red, and then the Cinnamon Cider. So they're real traditional colors for the holidays, which again is what I like too. Sometimes I like the traditional, or just depends. I also really like the Whimsy paper, which you'll eventually see me do something with that one too, because it's got pink in it and I like pink. Okay. So this is the card base, which is the 5.5 by 8.5, and then I used again the Real Red, and then I have the Basic White that I ran through the Stamp Emboss die cut machine with. I think this is the Well Worn embossing folder. I think I have that one memorized. And then I have a little piece of Designer Series paper that is cut 2x4, and this just goes down here on. Oh, sorry, this is the 2x4, I think. 2.25 by 4, and then this is the 2x4, so it's going to kind of go down here on the bottom. So let me adhere these two together first. And usually I always do the Designer Series paper in sets of in 2-inch increments, so that way you can get the most out of your Designer Series paper. So, and then I'm going to wrap some of that. Well, let me finish adhering these together first. I don't want to adhere this down to my card until I wrap that ribbon around it. So, oh, Beth, that's the paper you're working on. So Beth is actually Beth is one of my team members, and she's coming to, I'm doing a team retreat, and she's coming to it and is waiting on that paper to finish some swaps. So the paper's not available right now. Bummer. Hopefully it comes back soon. If you get in a bind, Beth, let me know. I think I have extra. Okay, so then you can just replace me. So keep that in mind. All right, so I'm going to adhere this ribbon around here. And I'm just going to wrap it around the ends. So I'm just going to wrap it around. And then adhere this down. And I'm going to leave a little bit of that white show on the bottom. You can see that there. And then my tree that I just cut out. Where did I put my tree? Oh, Christmas tree, there you are. So that I put on with some dimensionals. Thank you, Courtney. This one was so fun. So fun to do. And then you can see where I used those little, sometimes, you know, when I was looking at those peppermint and acrylic shapes, I was like, what am I going to use those real little ones for? They are perfect for embellishing your Christmas trees. Perfect. And then I had some of this, some of the strips of paper left over. So you can see this one I used the little peppermints, but this one is a little bit of different paper. I don't think it's the same one. And this one might actually be a little bit longer. I may have to cut this one down a little bit. But it's a neat way to just use up strips of paper. I just felt that it needed a little bit of something else up there at the top. Okay, and then I used the Wishing You a Merry Christmas. And then I cut it out with, this is I think the tailored punch from the annual catalog. And we're going to put that on with a couple of dimensionals. And again, you're going to want to make sure you put your dimensionals on there strategically, that the ribbon goes across the middle. So that way this sticks on and not sticks to the ribbon. So you got a good stick there. And then I'm going to just cut this down. Whoops, I almost dropped my scissors. These are a little long. So I'm just going to cut these down just a smudge. And so these are going to be a little bit different. We're just going to adhere those down. That's a pretty good guess at how much I needed to cut off those. And then, I'm not going to take the time to do it because I have so many more cards to show you, but I literally used glue dots, or you could use the liquid Tombow glue. And from the Acrylic Shapes, I just used, you could also use the little white ones if you wanted to, and put the white ones not on the white lines. You could use the white ones in between, but I used the little dots, the real little dots in here, to then embellish your Christmas tree. Okay? Cute and simple, and a great way to use those real little dots that are in your little acrylic shapes. Cute, right? I love the, so when people say, how do you use those? That's kind of how I used them. Kind of a neat little way to use them all up. All right, so there is that card for you. All right, so there is card number, I think, 2. Let's see what is next. Let me look here. Oh, this one is super duper duper super duper easy. Okay, check out this card. Now, it looks super complicated, right? But wait till you see how easy it is. So, all 3 of the shapes, and the ones that I'm going to be using today for my card, are a little bit different. So you can see that my card has different colors here. These were cut out with the die cuts. So quick and simple and easy. And then you just have 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 1 inch by 5 1/4. And then you have your piece of designer, or your piece of cardstock for the card base. That's it. Quick, simple, easy. Seriously, how easy is that? So for this one, I used the Real Red, which is the 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 for the card base. Thank you, Deb. And this card, like I said, is so simple. This is just designer series paper, and it makes it so easy to make this card. You can use any of the designer series paper that we have in that pack. And then this is just 1 inch by 5 1/4. And you're just gonna put them up on the top and then down on the bottom. You're gonna wanna leave that 1/4 of an inch on all 4 of the sides. So you have that little ring on the top like you normally would if you were doing, you know, a whole layering piece. So you can see I'm just being very strategic in how I'm layering that down. And then for my pieces here, like I said, I have my bell in the middle, and then my pieces here are going to be the same for this one. I have the same gingerbread, or the same 2 colored of the, so I wanted to, again, I'm maximizing all of the pieces from the paper that I have. So I'm just going to put dimensionals down on all of these and adhere them down. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on each one. Quick, simple, and easy, right? That's my opinion anyway. So again, like I said, this is an open class right now. If you're not on my mailing list, if you can't find the link at the very top of my page, and my page is where I'm live right now, you can also go to my website. You can either just search for Kim Vogel Stampin' Up, or search for Kim Vogel's Basement Bunch Stampers, or kimsbasementbunch.com is my website. There's a link right there to join my mailing list, and then you would get into my email list, and that's where my emails come out regularly for all of my classes. I will tell you, the one thing that I need to get better at is keeping my website up to date. You know, with working a full-time job, I don't have time for it all. I mean, I wish I did, but I don't. So that's probably the one thing that doesn't get done as much as I would like it to get done. But my emails go out regularly, my Facebook Lives happen regularly, and my classes get mailed out regularly. So, you know, so I do the best I can. So those are the things that happen regularly, which I feel are the most important anyway. So pick and choose, right? That's what I say. So I always say that full-time job has to get in the way, right? So anyway, and then you're going to just embellish the card with some of those acrylic shapes. And I'm going to put those on there like that. And then I'm going to tie a bow with this awesome red ribbon. Again, how quick and simple and easy is that card? Like seriously, so quick, so simple, so easy. And it's all just designer series paper. I didn't even add a single mat to this card. Nothing. It's all that paper. So I'm just going to add a little bow to this. And again, I'm making it kind of tight and nice and small. And I'm going to trim those ends off. Add a glue dot to it. Put that at the top. And then I have Happy Holidays. So that is on a 1/2 of an inch strip of paper. Again, the Happy Holidays is from the same stamp set. And I am going to just cut a little banner into this. So I stamped all my greetings in advance to save me having to bring out a red ink pad and chance making a complete mess. And we're going to add a couple of dimensionals to that. And voila! This card is so simple, like seriously. If you don't have the dies for this bundle, you could seriously just sit there and again cut these out. They go really, really fast. But how simple and easy is that card to do? So literally it is the card base, 2 strips of paper that are 1 inch by 5 1/4, the 3 die cuts, and then a bow, acrylic shapes, and then your little sentiment. Quick and simple card. Okay, so moving right along, let me see what else I have in my, thank you everyone. I love it when I see those hearts and those likes coming through. Let me see what else I have here in my box of tricks here. Again, all of my cards tonight are really pretty simple and easy because I wanted to kind of, again, show you that you really don't need to have the stamp set if you have the paper and the dies. I mean, I use the stamp set for my sentiments, but there's not much stamping to these cards. Okay, so this is the next one I'm going to show you. And again, I used some of that designer series paper. These are, I think, cut 3 by 3 again, and I just layered 2 of them together. So for this one, I used real red for the card base, cut 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, your standard card size here in the US. And then I have the old olive that is cut 5 1/4 by 4. And I do have some of that real red ribbon around it. So before we, thank you everyone, before we put that on, we're gonna add the paper. So I have a piece of this paper that I cut 3 by 3 that we are going to adhere down near the top, right hand side. So we're just gonna adhere this down up here. Again, it's gonna have that showing there. And then I have the green one that's gonna go down here on the bottom, just to kind of cover up some of the card layer. And then we'll add the ribbon to the middle. I'm just going to, thank you, Carol. Quick, easy layout just to incorporate some designer series paper. I'm just gonna add my ribbon here. I used to use glue dots to adhere these ribbons, but now that the glue dots have come, I'm a creature of habit. Now that the glue dots, in my opinion, all come backwards, it takes me longer to use the glue dots, and I like to be able to show you guys. Usually I create 5 cards for you and a 3D project, and gosh darn it, I want to get through all of them, so now I just use adhesive. You probably have noticed that, those of you that have been watching me right from the beginning. All right, so sending you peppermint kisses. I like that cute little saying, so we're going to put that up there on the top. Again, I got this cut out with my dies. I have a cute little one down here cut out with my dies. How cute, right? So we're going to put those on with some dimensionals. Again, not hardly any stamping that you need to do on here at all. Kay, you are so welcome. I am so glad that you come back and watch me every week. I appreciate it. Carol, are you knee deep in Christmas cards and Christmas already too? I love designing Christmas cards. I have been designing them now and doing classes. Well, you know, you've been getting some of them for a while, and I love it. Okay, so then this is where I cut out some of the little peppermints using those dies. So this is right from the paper. Again, right from the paper. So no need to have to do any kind of, and the neat thing is these dies will go through, if you have our mini stamp emboss die cutting machine, they fit right through there. So if, for me, I was able to take my mini one upstairs and just sit there and do some die cutting and not have to be in my basement all the time, because a lot of my work I do in my basement. So this way I was able to take it upstairs and just take the paper with and just go right at it and do some die cutting, and not always be, it's more portable for that little one, I guess, right? So we're just going to add some of these little peppermints down here where they really show up good on the green. Again, quick, simple, easy peasy, right? Oh, I didn't add my little piece of ribbon on, so let me grab a little piece of ribbon. We're just going to tie this on underneath here. Oh, Janie, you got the sweater set. Yay! Wasn't that fun? Those of you that watched me last week, the sweater set. I hope I gave you guys some inspiration to consider getting that one, because it really isn't as intimidating as it looked. And then the final thing that I did with this one, again, are acrylic shapes. So you can pick any of these that you want. Again, I chose to use some of the red ones because I wanted those to really show up. And I put some here in the center. Again, pick and choose what ones you want to put where you want to put them. You can even put a white one in the peppermint if you want, but you can kind of add these wherever you would like. And you have a cute little cardigan. Exactly, Philomena. This is like I said, what really sold me on this is that the designer series paper does all the work for you. I literally added a piece of card stock for the base and a piece of the old olive for the layer, and everything else is designer series paper, like literally. So like the cards I've shown you so far, all I've done any stamping on is the sentiment. And that's what makes this a great class kit in the mail, because you really don't need the stamp set if you don't want it. You can stamp your own Christmas sentiment from any stamp set that you have, and you get all of the Christmas pieces in it. So, you know, makes it a great class to get. Okay, so my final card for the night, oh my goodness, and I'm going to have time to finish it. I didn't talk to you guys as much, I don't think, is this one right here. And again, you can see I've only got one little stamped sentiment on there. So this one I used real red for my card base. And this is the 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have the basic white 5.25 by 4. And for this one, I used 2 pieces of designer series paper, I think. Let me see if I can find them. Oh, I may have changed out my designer series paper on mine, just to show you guys that you can use any of the designer series paper. So this one I used green, the green and white, and the real red. This one I chose to use the cinnamon cider and the green. And then this one I chose to use the red color at the top. So again, tonight my whole focus is to show you this awesome designer series paper and to show you that you really don't need to always just stick to whatever the sample shows or whatever you designed with for the first time. You can change it up and you're still going to get some really pretty cards because this paper is phenomenal. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how a little bit of variation is going to still make your card look awesome. So I'm just going to put this on here like that. The ribbon is going to go around it like this. I know, isn't this just so pretty? So if you guys don't have this paper yet, I encourage you to get it. It's probably one of the few papers that is not on any kind of low inventory or back order, or it hasn't been anyway, that I've noticed. And like I said, I think bought 4 packs of it today because I'm going to be designing my 6x8 album with it. I know if my sister is still watching that she's probably going to be like, yup, put me down for one of those albums. My sister loves gingerbread and snowmen at Christmas time. It's probably her 2 favorite things. So she will definitely want one of those albums. Then I cut out using, this is the, I think these are the, I think it's the contour dies, or is it the stitch? I think it's the contour dies. Might be the Stitch So Sweetly. I'm not sure now. I think it's the contour. And then I have a white piece that I texturized with the texture embossing folder. And I just kind of put those 2 together. And then from there I added some more of those little pieces. My circles again from the layering circles. And voila, I have another great card. Again, layer, 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 let the paper do the work, and you got a cute card. So again, the only thing stamped on here is the sentiment. So I'm not discouraging you from using the stamp set to do your stamping, but for me, especially when I do so many, I offer all my classes in the mail for people to be able to purchase. It makes it so much easier because then people don't have to buy the stamp sets. They can use what they have, and I can provide the cutouts and things like that. So that's kind of when I'm designing things that I'm offering. It makes it so much easier because I like to be able to provide things that are affordable and not things that people have to break the bank to be able to do on their own kind of thing. So that's kind of, I guess, where my brain is sometimes when I'm designing stuff. So again, wishing you a Merry Christmas, again, comes from that same, I did use the same stamp set, and that's just going to adhere on here. And with dimensionals, if you are local, this is, I think, one of my local classes that I'm offering this month as well. So it is an option. And then did I cut out one of My cutouts here are a big, as my daughter would say, a big hot mess. Mom, you have a hot mess going on. So I may not have a little mint to put on here. I'm not seeing any because I just cut out a bunch of stuff and then I've been just picking off my pile. It might even be on the floor. So yeah, I don't think I have a peppermint to put on there. But then again, the final thing I did was embellish with the little embellishments at the top. So yeah, that is my cards for you tonight. Again, showcasing that awesome paper. Let me bring in all of the projects that we did tonight and the pillow boxes that I showed you. And you can see again, the only stamping are the sentiments on these. The greeting on here. Thank you guys. I love it when I see all those hearts. The sentiment down here. My very first card, which was this one right here. Let me make sure these are in so you guys can see them. I'm zoomed in a little bit further tonight, so you guys are getting I'm having to adjust a little bit. And then the last project was the little pillow box, and then I kind of showed you how awesome it is, where you can do it in the solid red as well. How quick and simple and easy that is to go together. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation tonight. I will tell you that my presentation for next week, or my showcasing next week, is going to be it's a new bundle that's going to be coming out and going to be available for all of you. Oh, look at you guys and all the love. I love it. It's a new bundle called Eden's Garden that as demonstrators we were able to purchase beginning October 1st. And I already have 5 projects that I've designed with it, believe it or not. I only have to design a 3D project, but all of my cards are designed to show you already for next week. And it is a bundle that you guys can purchase beginning in November. And I'll be offering a class with it where you can purchase the bundle and the class will be for free. So if it's a bundle that's on your radar and that you're interested in getting, please consider getting it with my class, because then you'll get the class for free. So I'll be showcasing that next week, and I hope that you will tune in for that. And then we'll resume to some more Christmas projects after next week. So thanks everyone for joining me, and stay tuned for some awesome pictures from our fun homecoming weekend, and we will see you back here next week. Bye everyone.